So it's Wednesday morning. Show you a few things that I've done to the truck and show you a couple things we did to the cuda. I got to go to Zanesville, Ohio today. I got to take a fire. I'm also a volunteer firefighter, so I got to take another fire test up there in Zanesville today. But before I hit the road, I thought I'd show you guys what we did a little bit here to the truck and to the cuda. Cuda's come along pretty good, but kind of on a tight schedule because those of you that are mopar people, you guys know that next weekend is a Mopar Nationals, and we plan on taking the cuda Friday and Saturday. I believe it's going in a corral. I think we're going to maybe put it up for sale, see what happens. I don't know though what's going to happen for sure. We got to get the numbers matching motor back in the car first. But I'll go ahead and show you guys what we did to the truck yesterday, or last night, late last night, and then show you what all we've got done on the cuda so far. All right, so here's a little update on the cuda. For those of you that don't know, this is the car's got a 416 in it right now with the 6 barrel. It's got 3 2-barrels on it. It's got a lot of options on it, but it's got all the original sheet metal except for half quarters. The car was restored like 20 years ago, but we're pulling the 416 out of it. It's going in a 71 Dart we have, and then we're putting a 340, the numbers matching 340 back in this thing, and I guess we're going to drive it Friday and Saturday to the Mopar Nationals, and it'll be for sale. All the interior here is all original except for the front seats. The front seats have been recovered. It's got the original carpet in it, original rear seat. The car has only got 119,000 miles on it, but this is the 416 we're pulling out of it. It's I got performer heads on it and 1.5 gold rocker arms. The motor ran pretty good, but I already got pretty much everything undone. I got to unbolt the motor mounts, the bell housings undone, got to undo the torque converter, power steering pump I'm just leaving in the car, and then we can yank the hood and then pull the motor out of it. We're also going to, if time allows us to, we're going to, this car's got 391 gears in it with a shear grip. We have 323 third member that's complete, so we'll probably pull the 391s out of it, put them in the Dart, and put the 323s in this. And if we don't decide to sell it, it'll have the numbers matching 340 back in it, and it will also have 323 gears, so it'll be a nice cruiser, something you could cruise with, because now with those tires and the 391 gears, I mean, you can cruise down the interstate, but she's just wound tight, which this motor will rev, but cruising a long distance for a long time isn't very good on it. Show you guys something pretty cool here. So we have the original build sheet for this car. We have all the paperwork for the car. I showed this in the other video, but if you look here, this car has got 2 VIN tags. So if you look here, you see it's B3. So B3 is AKA Petty Blue, is what B3 is. And then it's got 2 fender tags, which in the Mopar world, that's kind of what you want. Then of course you got H2B, so the H is 340, BS23 cuda. Show you something else that's kind of neat on this car. So this car's factory AM FM stereo, and it's also got this thing for the factory rear speakers. But it's crazy how you could order these cars back in the day, because my 73 Dart Swinger is a slant 6 car. So keep that in mind. It's a 6-cylinder and it's a 73 Dart Swinger at that. But that car has got factory air conditioning, factory powered disc brakes, power steering, rear window defrost, factory stereo delete, rubber floor mat, and it's got disc brakes, of course, because it's power and it's 73. So I kind of lucked out. It's got big bolt pattern already, which those of you that are Mopar people know that small bolt pattern is very hard to find a set of wheels for, unless you go with stock wheels. But it's crazy wild how that car was ordered with certain things, but it's a factory stereo delete car and a rubber floor mat car, but it's got like every other option on it. And the cool thing about that car is the rear window defrost works, the air conditioning works. That car's got 73,000 original miles on it. It's really clean. It's a blue car too. It's actually a B5 blue car. But yeah, this is a cuda. So then these are the parts from the cuda off the numbers matching 340. Well, that stuff there is the Mopar performance valve covers and the 6-barrel. If you say 6-pack for a Plymouth, people will correct you and say no, 6-pack is Dodge, 6-barrel is cuda. So that's why I'm referring to it as 6-barrel. But show you something else that's cool, and how you can check the VIN numbers on a Mopar to see if the motor's numbers matching. So you see the last ones right there, 88, 80, 85. Well, come over here, same thing. They'll be on the VIN number. They should be in the lower corner. Right there's that number again. So on the Mopar, on the 340, you have a lot of casting numbers. This one here up front tells you what plant it was built at. You see it's a 72. And then over here on the block, that's just another casting number. But the numbers that you want are over on the passenger side on a lower part of the block. So if you look, there's that number right there, 180805. So, well, I guess I could show you the full number because it's on there too, but it's actually 2B 180805. So, come over here, show you on the fender tag. In the Mopar world, you definitely want the fender tags on the vehicle. 18805. And then right there, 2B 188005. So that's how you tell if a car in a Mopar, if it's numbers matching. And the transmission's numbers matching in this car still. The rear end, everything is all numbers matching. Now, the car does have MSD 6AL ignition, but we're talking about taking it off. If you look, the orange box and everything's all hooked up, but it's just hooked up for dummy purposes because once the shaker's on this car, you can't see anything back there at all. You can see the orange box, but we wanted it to keep it looking as original as possible. But if you look right there, the MSD box is mounted underneath the battery tray, which we'll probably yank that too, because we're going to put this motor and probably the MSD stuff. We got this 727. We got a PTC converter over there in the corner, flex plate, and this stuff is all going into the 71 Dart Swinger, which I'll get some videos of that car. That car's in pretty good shape for what it is. I bought that car, I did some trading on that car. I traded one of my 340s. I traded one of my 69 340 engines for this car, and then I gave it to my dad on, I think I gave it to him on his birthday. I gave him the car on his birthday. So, but yeah, that's the plan with the Cuda. We're gonna put the numbers matching motor back in it. If we sell it, we sell it. If we don't, we don't. And then we're gonna make a good cruiser out of it. So here's the shaker assembly for the Cuda, and it's kind of cool. These here on a couple of the e-body forms, people have asked where we got them. Those are custom made. So normally they just say Cuda 340, and then like now it says Cuda 346. And if you notice, it don't say 6-pack, it don't say 6-barrel, it just says 6. I believe the 440 cars that are shaker cars, I believe they say Cuda, or maybe they say, I know they say 440 6-barrel, I believe. I don't know. We don't have that kind of money to have a 440 6-pack car. So so if any of you guys know for sure, add it in comments to correct me, because I'm sure I'm probably wrong about the 440, but I believe they say 440 6-barrel on the shaker. But yeah, this is the old Cuda. Nothing special. It's got subframe connectors on it, but they're not through the floor or anything like that. We didn't go too crazy wild with the car, but it's no show car. It's an older registration. It just runs and drives and looks good. But we'll have it up at the Mopar Nationals Saturday and Friday of next weekend. And I don't know what else we're taking up right now, but that's an update on the Cuda, where it stands. I'll show you guys a few things what we did with the truck here now. So let's go out here. So the truck, we we buffed it out just to make it look, see if we can make it look any better. But the truck's been painted, it's got clear peeling, which I'd rather deal with clear peeling than here in Ohio with rust, but it looks pretty good. The hood fits decent, but the grill is pulled down from the zip ties. So if the grill was up, well, I can't get it. But anyway, that sounded weird. But anyway, there'd be not a big gap. We haven't touched this side of the truck yet. This side is kind of still dull looking, but so the plan is we're going to of course it's locked. I'll go grab the keys. Why wouldn't it be locked? Just my luck. But we're going to move the nitrous bottle into bed. We're going to run the line outside of the cab, and mount it back into bed. Well, it's never been mounted into bed, but that's where we're going to mount it. And we're going to put the dash back in the truck. There's where the bottle was mounted, the line for it. We're going to run the line underneath and then have it come up through the bed and mount the bottle back there in the bed. We're going to put another seat over here. So Easton, this is technically his truck. This truck is a 97 or 96. Heck, I don't know. I got too many cars. But we are going to, I mean, this thing is gutted inside, and the thing don't have headlights or anything. It's got a light bar in the front, and that's about it. There's the switches for everything. But we are going to put a dash back in the truck. Truck's got 4-wheel disc brakes, however they're manual, and that's fine and all, but when Easton starts driving it, I don't know about the manual brakes. So we're going to put power brakes back on it. But the big thing is I was wondering, I know going from the square dash, I think they stopped the square dash in 94, I believe. If I'm wrong, correct me. But 95 they went to like this style door panel with the better looking dash. Well, I think they're better looking dash. They're more rounded. And that's what this truck would have had in it. Well, Easton, my son, he likes the square dash. There he is right there. He's coming out, see what we're doing.
What did you have a key?
What's up? Oh, I'm just telling people what we're going to do with the truck. So Easton likes a square dash. Well, it just so happens that my dad has got a, what year's Grandpa's truck?
I don't know. They don't ever
I think it's 93 or 2. Anyway, he's got an OBS truck that is really clean, but the truck's got an electrical issue. The wiring harness, something's wrong with the harness. And so you got it.
Yeah, I got it that time.
But it's got the truck's really clean, but he is going to park the truck out, I guess, because he's tired of fooling with it. I mean, it's just a 305 2-wheel drive long bed truck, so it's not like anything special. But the truck's got brown interior, and we are probably going to end up taking that interior out of that truck and put it in this truck with the old style dash, and then all the gauges and everything else. I'm going to pull the factory gauge cluster out, make a piece of aluminum to fit in and screw in where the factory gauge cluster was, and I'm going to try getting the wideband, the oil pressure, water temp, and the volts into where the factory gauge cluster should be on that old style square dash. But we're taking all that interior out of that truck and putting it in here. We'll probably end up dyeing it though. So then this truck will have complete interior, and then we're also taking the headlight harness and the tail light harness out of that truck and going to put them in here, so we have brake lights and tail lights and blinkers and all that. What we're going to do is we're going to wire tuck it there. We're going to fill all those holes in the firewall as well, but we're going to run the wires like through here, through the inner fender and down to the core support and then cross. And then what I'm really wanting to do, which we're not going to start this until probably this fall. We'd like to get some passes on the truck, but what I'd love to do is, so for those of you that are familiar with the square dash, the 90, I believe it's 94 and earlier dash, when you put an aftermarket stereo in it, the stereo goes here, so then you have like a cubby hole here. Well, I want to put most gauges right here in the fact where the factory gauge cluster goes. I'm thinking I could probably, because I'd like to put all the autometer gauges in there, and then the wideband I'd like to put in the cubby holder thing right here. And then this switch panel here, I'd like to mount it into the dash, and so on that style dash you have 2 vents here, and then usually the CD player goes underneath the 2 vents. I'm thinking that I can get the switch panel to fit in there. If not, we'll have to get a different switch panel, and some of the stuff we can tie together and do away with some of these switches, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just use this switch panel and run my own new wires and everything and mount it up here where I think it'd be good. we're not putting. Are you putting a heater box back in this now?
No.
No, we're okay. Sorry. He says no. We're not putting a heater box back in it. So that's the plan. Maybe put power brakes back on it. It stops. It stops good. I mean, they're manual brakes, but for somebody that's never drove something with manual brakes, you know, you can't come flying up on people and slam the brakes on. But that's the plan. We're going to put a full interior in it. We'll have headliners, sun visors, and then I don't know. We may even put a set of speakers in it. Stereo. What do you think? Huh?
I don't know.
I mean, the holes are there. They're baby holes. You won't be able to hear them, but
But truck.
yeah, but that's the plan. That's what we're thinking about doing. Well, I mean, the truck's definitely getting interior. We're going to put carpet back in it and everything else. Speaking of that, I should have one of my OMC books for this truck somewhere in the house. But yeah. So, well, you guys got any ideas about the dash? Because I'm not sure how the dash, I know going from like 94 and earlier trucks, I seen you have to do some tabs or something on the firewall or the kick panel or the pillar or something to put the newer round dash in, but I don't know going from the round dash to the square dash what all we have to do. So we'll just have to figure that out when we get there. But if any of you guys have done that before, or for some crazy reason, gone from the new style dash to the old dash, let us know. Comment. Anybody else got any ideas about, should we pull the manual brakes and put power back on it, or should we leave the manual? So, but anyway, you guys have a good day. I got to get heading towards Zanesville, Ohio. So, thanks for watching, guys.